Good morning. My name is Amanda Barrett, and I'm 31 years old. I'm a mother, wife, daughter, sister, and most recently a breast cancer survivor. A little over 2.5 years ago, I found a small bump in my left breast. Although it caught my attention, I didn't really think much of it since I had a fibroid tumor removed from the same breast when I was 16 years old. Figuring this was the same thing, I let it go and figured I would deal with it at another time. About a month or so later, I was sitting in my friend Allie's office, chatting away about anything but the dreaded spreadsheets in front of us. Weekend plans, whether or not we'd be getting summer Fridays, can you believe what Susie Q's wearing today? You know, the normal carefree, non-work talk. Then I mentioned that I really needed to make an appointment with my doctor to get this lump checked out. Allie took one look at me and said, "I'm not letting you leave my office until you pick up that phone and call your doctor. Do it for your little boy, if nothing else." Well, here today, I would like to say thank you to Allie, because who knows, this could have been a much different story if she didn't make me pick up the phone that day. I was able to get into my doctor's office almost immediately. He obviously wasn't able to tell me anything that day, but gave me a script for a mammogram and an ultrasound. I called the imaging center from the parking lot, and funny enough, the woman who took my phone call told me that I was too young for a mammogram, but asked me to come in the next day for an ultrasound. After the technician performed the test, she sent in the radiologist who told me that I needed to make an appointment as soon as possible with a breast surgeon. Although I left that office with an uneasy feeling, I still refused to believe that this was anything but another fibroid tumor. I continued going through the motions anyway and scheduled a surgical biopsy. My biopsy was on a Friday morning, and I returned to work the following Monday thinking this is all behind me. So naturally, when the call came through from the surgeon's office, I was caught off guard when they asked me to come in that afternoon to discuss my results. I immediately called my husband and mother and asked them to meet me for the appointment. When we walked in together, there were 3 chairs waiting just for us. I heard my mother say under her breath, "Oh my God, this is not a good sign." When the doctor finally came into the room, she gave me a sympathetic nod and said, "I'm sorry. I know this is very unexpected, but you have breast cancer." I really don't remember how the rest of the appointment went. I just remember racking my brain looking for an explanation as how this could have happened. It didn't make any sense. The following weeks were like a whirlwind. I went back into surgery for lumpectomy and to have my cord put in. My mother came with me to every one of the countless tests. CAT scan, bone scan, heart scan, MRI. It was crazy, especially for a girl who never even had a broken bone. But the good news was there was not a single trace of cancer remaining in my body. Together with my wonderful oncologist, we put together the plan of action that was going to be best for me. 4 rounds of adriamycin and cytoxin, 1 year of Herceptin, 30 rounds of radiation, and 5 years of tamoxifen. A much different cocktail than I would have had been planning for my upcoming 30th birthday. Chemo wasn't so bad. My doctor supplied me with medications to combat any side effects I may have encountered. The shot of Neulaska, which helped to boost my blood white count, was what did me in for a few days. But other than that, I tried to keep up with life as usual. I continued to get down and play with my 3-year-old son every night so he wouldn't think anything was wrong. I continued working full-time, taking off only the day after my treatments. The day I started to lose my hair was bittersweet. I did cry for a few minutes, and when I was done, my husband and my son took me upstairs and we all took turns shaving my head and nails. After that, I never wore a wig because I felt I had nothing to hide. Instead, I borrowed a bunch of my grandmother's silk scarves. I had one to match every outfit. It was actually kind of fun. After about 6 months, I was feeling like my old self again. The worst of my treatments were behind me, and I was even sporting a new and curly do. Then finally, I listened to my oncologist and made an appointment with a genetic counselor where I learned that I carried the BRCA2 gene mutation. I was almost relieved when I heard this news. Not only did I not do anything to cause my cancer, but there was also something I could do to help prevent it from ever coming back. I made the decision on the spot that I would go ahead with the prophylactic double mastectomy and reconstruction. I began the process this past February and will have my final surgery on September 17th. I was so lucky to find one of the most amazing and talented plastic surgeons around who's actually here today, Dr. Godek. After several other doctors had told me that reconstruction was next to impossible on a radiated breast, he was not only able to give me 2 perfectly matching breasts, but I'm now also the envy of all my girlfriends. and my mother who took care of not only me, but my son when I was unable to, and still to this day comes with me to every one of my appointments. Sometimes I think this is actually harder on my loved ones than it was on me. I'm so grateful for the incredible team of doctors that treated me throughout this journey. I always felt like I was their #1 priority and nothing else was more important than killing my cancer. I'm so amazed by the medical advancements of today that make it possible for women like me to survive this horrible disease. The American Cancer Society has played such an enormous role in these advancements by funding groundbreaking research that has led to the discovery of life-saving treatments such as Herceptin and tamoxifen, 2 drugs that played a role in saving so many of our lives. After I learned this information, I knew I needed to find a way to give back. So in 2007, the year of my diagnosis, I joined in Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk in Point Pleasant. With the help of my mother, we put together Team Save Second Base. We sent out a bunch of emails and hoped for the best. I was floored by the donations that came in. We had originally set the goal to $500, and I thought we would never come close. Well, we did. Our team raised almost $3,000. I couldn't believe it. So when it came time to start fundraising for 2008, I knew we had to get creative in order to come close to matching last year's donations. With the help of local small businesses and fundraising parties, our team raised almost $7,000. Not only that, but when I logged onto my participant center the morning of the walk, I saw that I had reached the pace setter status. I can't tell you what a wonderful feeling that was. Now, here we are gearing up for the 2009 walk. I know this year may be a challenge, but I'm certain we will leave here this morning filled with inspiration and motivation as I did last year. I will be giving my fundraising efforts 110% as always, and even if we don't meet this year's goal, I know that every dollar we raise will make a difference.